Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt, a femme fatale, a seductress, and a snake charmer, right? Well, not exactly. Let's unravel the twisted threads of history and set the record straight. Firstly, let's deal with the elephant in the room, or should we say, the asp in the basket. The infamous tale of Cleopatra's dramatic suicide using a venomous asp. It's a great story, but the truth is, it's probably just that, a story. Historical accounts suggest that she might have used a poisonous ointment or a sharp object. But let's face it, death by snake has a certain theatrical flair that death by ointment just can't compete with. Now, on to the next myth. Was Cleopatra a great beauty who used her charms to seduce powerful men? Well, contemporary coins and sculptures suggest that she wasn't exactly a knockout in the looks department. But before you feel too sorry for her, remember this: Cleopatra was a linguist who could speak 9 languages. She was also a savvy politician who maintained Egypt's independence during one of the most tumultuous periods in history. So who needs looks when you've got brains and badassery? Speaking of badassery, let's bust another myth, that Cleopatra was a mere puppet of Rome. Nothing could be further from the truth. Cleopatra was a shrewd and strategic ruler who used alliances to her advantage, but always put Egypt first. And finally, let's address the misconception that Cleopatra was Egyptian. Despite being the queen of Egypt, Cleopatra was actually of Greek descent. She was a Ptolemy, part of a Greek dynasty that ruled Egypt for nearly 300 years. But don't let that fool you. She was more Egyptian than the Egyptians themselves, being the first Ptolemy to actually speak the Egyptian language. To sum up, Cleopatra was not a snake-charming seductress, but a multilingual, politically astute, and strategically brilliant ruler. She may not have been a classic beauty, but she was no puppet queen either. And while she may have been of Greek descent, she was Egyptian in spirit and ruled as such. So there you have it, the real Cleopatra. Less of a snake charmer, more of a game changer. A woman of substance, sass, and serious smarts. Because, as we all know, history loves a good story, but the truth is often far more interesting.